I'm Chris from Nerd Alert News, a proud member of the Gonna Geek Network, just like the show you're listening to right now. The opinions expressed are those of the individual host. Check out all the other great podcasts at GonnaGeekNetwork.com and get ready because geekiness begins in 3, 2, 1.
You have been granted clearance by Director Jeffrey Mace. Stand by for S.H.I.E.L.D. debriefing. All information to be discussed here is classified and may only be discussed among agents granted clearance by the S.H.I.E.L.D. Director.
Now it's time for your scheduled debriefing. I'm Director Stargate Pioneer.
I'm Agent Haley.
And I'm Agent Lauren.
Welcome to Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D., a Marvel Comic Universe fan show. This is show number 148, discussing the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 4, Episode 4, Let Me Stand Next to Your Fire. This show is recorded on Wednesday, October 19th, 2016. Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a fan-based podcast on the ABC television show Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Marvel's Daredevil Jessica Jones, and Luke Cage on Netflix and the general Marvel comic universe.
Because of two fire guys in a fireworks warehouse.
If you'd like to talk to us about two fire guys in a firework warehouse, you can check out our website, legendsofshield.com. That will show you all of our contact information. We have a voicemail line, 844-THE-BUS-1. That's 844-843-2871. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr by looking for Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. And you can find our video podcast at youtube.com/GonnaGeek. We're part of the Gonna Geek Network, and you can find all of the video podcasts there.
This time on Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D., we're going to start things off with our Spider-Man Marvel Collector Core Crate giveaway. We're going to talk about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as we all watched the great episode last night. We're going to talk about the weekly Marvel news, your feedback, and highlights from the live chat room at geeks.live. Just a little reminder of the exciting announcement that we had last week. We are now on iHeart Radio. You can get that on any app and on your desktop. Ladies, what do you think of that?
This would be awesome if I used iHeart Radio.
What do you think, Haley?
We're taking over the internet, one podcast venue at a time.
Yes, we are. It is not our attempt for internet domination like ATGN, also on the GonnaGeek.com network, but we're going to come in a close second. It's like Risk, and we're like the second biggest country power in Risk. Right, Haley?
I don't know. I always start at Australia.
Risk is not a good analogy for me because I once lost a game of Risk in one turn. So
wow.
How do you do
I am
that?
not good with strategy.
Have fun with that. All right. That was the exciting announcement. We're getting on to our giveaway, which is the Spider-Man Pop Funko Collector Core Crate. Haley, what do folks have to do to get it?
Well, they've got to let us know what they think the theme for Spider-Man's Homecoming is going to be. Enchantment Under the Sea dance, maybe? I don't know. But they need to let us know by November 2nd. And you can get that to us in any way that we have listed as contact for us. So Facebook, Twitter, email, voicemail. Is there anything else?
Carrier pigeon.
Carrier pigeon, right.
That's right.
Do not put it in any of the live chats right now because we don't keep a record of those and we will forget.
That we will. So just hang on your hats, folks. We will get to all the great entries next week, so get them in if you haven't already, and we'll discuss the funny ones. In the meantime, though, I have the box, and we're going to unbox it. And this is not the one that would go out. This is the one that I bought, but an anonymous donor bought a second one, so that one will remain unopened, and I will ship it to you. So in any event, here we go. We're going to see what's in there. I think Haley's already unboxed hers.
Drum roll, please. Let's see you edit that out, SP.
All right. Got a little pin.
There's the pin.
Little pin.
Got a little spider on it.
Collector core pin.
Haley's wearing a hat. There's the
Patch.
patch. It's got a Spider-Man on it.
And see, that's just like the teaser, because there's this, like, in all of them, there's an initial panel that you got to open up to see what else is in there. So when you open the box, you don't actually see everything right away.
Yeah, it's like the opening credits.
A little Doctor Strange
Shameless plug.
for their next crate. A comic, a collector core crate comic, variant edition number 16 of The Amazing Spider-Man. This is awesome. This will be on Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. Longbox edition in a couple of weeks.
Yay.
Oh, adorable!
Oh, it's a Fabrications. It's a little plush Spider-Man, and it's cute.
Yeah.
I mean, by little, I mean it's like one of the bigger ones.
Yeah, it's
Like
like
a
the
good
size of
size
Star
one.
Pie's head.
You can hug it.
It's a little smaller than Veronica as I'm looking at Veronica on top of my hutch, but it's definitely the second biggest one
I think
I've
it's
got.
about the same size.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to tell afterwards. And an actual Spider-Man Pop Funko.
Yeah, and it's one of the ones with a
Spider-Pop.
little stand, I think, too.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Those are nice because mine always fall over.
Mine are all still in the box. No, not all.
My
of them.
cats knock them all over, so
got-
it doesn't matter how well they stand on their own.
I've got Marty and the DeLorean on top of one speaker, and I've got a bobblehead Captain Marvel on the other. And the same hat that Haley has.
Yay.
Put it on, dude.
All right. This all could be yours.
Should I go get my Deadpool hat and then we can all be like the hat
We
club?
could all have cool hats.
My Deadpool hat's back there.
There we go. It's on. Sort of. Kind of. Flat bill. Here we go. We're
I'm
ready.
sorry, it's a C-3PO hat that I got from our friend of the cast, Born to Eat Bacon.
Yeah, that's right.
Hold on, I'm gonna get it.
He gave you that great mug, too. So that was great. And just a reminder, guys, you can win all this stuff if you just tell us who or what the theme of Spider-Man's Homecoming should be. And this hat is not staying on. Oh, there you go. C-3PO hat. That's great. So we'll try this as long as we can, and we'll see how it goes. Haley, if you had to give a theme for the Spider-Man Homecoming, what would it be?
Oh, you put me on the spot, dude. I have no idea.
All right. Did you go to a homecoming in high school? At least once?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So
We didn't have themes for homecoming, really. I mean, usually it was just whatever the last song of the homecoming was going to be.
the first one I remember was, oh, geez. It was something about Rose. I don't remember. It's been that long. All right. I'm going to stay a less embarrassed.
Star Pie's old.
And we're going to
So old.
move on to the actual episode. Here we go. The great episode that we watched last night was Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 4, Episode 4. Let Me Stand Next to Your Fire. Ladies, it was directed by a Mr. Brad Turner. Brad Turner has, I'm not kidding, I looked it up on IMDb, 98 total directing credits, starting with 3 episodes of Airwolf in 1987.
Yeah, we've talked about him before because he did an episode of Daredevil. But yeah, just looking at this guy's resume, he's done 24. He did 46 episodes of 24. He did Transporter, the series, which I haven't seen. Stargate Atlantis, Stargate SG-1, Blade, the series. So, I mean, technically, that's Marvel. He did Flesh and Bone from Battlestar Galactica,
Yep.
which I thought was a great episode.
Is that the one where Starbuck tortures Leoben for a while?
Yes.
Okay.
He did an episode.
Oh man, Poltergeist: The Legacy. I remember that show.
Right. Recently, he's done Prison Break, The Last Ship, Daredevil, an episode of Falling Skies, an episode of Designated Survivor, and one out of all of that, one episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But I liked it, so I hope we see him back soon. Mm-hmm. He was also a producer for 13 total shows, including 24, which is no surprise since he directed 46 episodes of it, and Helix. So thank you very much, Brad, for gracing our screens this week with your work. Now, Lauren, who wrote the episode?
Matt Owens wrote the episode. He's done he's the story editor for 2 episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and it looks like this was his first actual written by episode. He was the story editor for Meet the New Boss and Uprising. And he also wrote an episode of Luke Cage, Who's Gonna Take the Weight, which was episode 3. And all of Luke Cage was so good. But yeah.
I have not watched past about halfway through episode 2, and I've been trying like mad to get them in. I had some massive technical difficulties. I've had some massive family issues even after I got back. So it's been a tough couple of weeks for the Star Pie household. I am getting on it as soon as I can. Really need to get to Luke Cage. Haley, when's our first off week? Do you have that scheduled sometime that we're going to go over our first episode of Luke Cage?
I don't know, because I don't know what episodes come out after Doctor Strange. That's as far out as I've seen a calendar.
Okay. I think the election week will be an
Probably.
off week. So
yeah, because Tuesday night they'll be doing election coverage.
So that week, do you want to do the first episode of Luke Cage? I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Works great for me.
All right. There you have it, folks. We're doing Luke Cage election week. And let me tell you, a lot of people are going to need some diversion from whatever's going to happen that night. All right.
I'm going to be probably doing a drinking game along with the election coverage. So
what?
See, I'm going to have to be doing that, live tweeting and drinking all at the same time. So it's going to be an interesting live tweet, y'all.
Yeah, that's right. You're going to live tweet the episode of Luke Cage 10 p.m. Eastern, which is going to coincide with the early election results coming in from the East Coast. That's going to be fun, folks.
Yup.
Yeah, stay tuned.
It's going to be a dodgy Twitter stream.
Okay. I guess depending, no, Netflix stuff I do Mondays. So Monday I will be live tweeting. So I guess I could theoretically just get hammered and live tweet Luke Cage, which would, let's face it, mostly just me waxing poetic about how beautiful Mike Coulter is, but
Yeah, whatever works, right?
Whatever works.
All right, let's move on to the actual episode. Now that we've talked about the creative team behind the episode, the meaning of "Let Me Stand Next to Your Fire." Haley, what is up with that? "Let me stand next to your fire." What is the meaning of that in this episode?
Well, there's the obvious 2 fire dudes who blow up a fireworks stand. There's also kind of Daisy coming home, coming back to the homestead. Maybe not willingly, but coming home.
Also, it's a Jimi Hendrix lyric from, appropriately enough, Fire.
Awesome. Well, that is cool. I really enjoy the fireworks store with 2 fire-powered people. I'm a rocket scientist. That was awesome.
As soon as they walked up to that building, you knew what was going to happen to it.
You knew.
Totally knew. How did Scott take that scene, by the way?
He didn't see it. He was in the other room playing World of Warcraft.
Oh, well, you need to show it to him and let us know what he thinks about it, because it was awesome. The fireworks stuff. Oh, I love fire. And shady fireworks, people work behind the counter at fireworks store. It happens all the time. I'm not surprised that an Inhuman was there.
Yeah, it's like, let's face it, they probably don't do background checks. I mean, if you've ever gone and bought fireworks, especially in, say a state or county where you're under a burn ban and you're really not supposed to have fireworks, but you do anyway because fireworks are pretty. Yeah.
They definitely are.
I'm not speaking from experience or anything.
So it's not like Baskin Robbins, because as we know, Baskin Robbins always finds out.
No. The fireworks stands for like the complete opposite of Baskin Robbins.
Okay.
Yep. The thing about the fireworks stand guys is they do not care at all.
Don't care if you lose a hand. Poke your eye out.
Nope.
Lose a limb. Nope, not at all.
My favorite was
Long
the
as you don't do
fireworks.
it in front of them.
My favorite was that pretty much everywhere inside any sort of city limits, bottle rockets are illegal. But it's illegal to shoot them off, not sell them.
Mhm.
So all the fireworks stands have like a sign next to their bottle rockets that say, hey, you totally can't shoot these off in city limits, so don't.
But here they are anyway.
Yeah. I mean, buy them, of course, but you
Oh, yeah.
can't shoot them off.
No, me and my best friend, we used to shoot bottle rockets off in the middle of a field that was usually dry. So it's really a miracle that nothing ever caught on fire worse than it did.
I was at the lake home, and one of the last...
Anyway, that is to say that as soon as, they walked into the fireworks place, I was like, I know where this is going and I like it.
I was at the lake home with my dad, and we have our stash of fireworks there. And for the first time ever, I saw Dad just go giddy with fireworks. He's like, "Oh, this is so cool!" He started shooting off these big bottle rockets at other things. He's like aiming and stuff. I'm like, "Dad, that could catch stuff on fire." He's like, "Fire, fire!" I was like, "Oh, geez, my dad is cool." All right,
My cousins and I did catch a field on fire with some Roman candles.
did you put it out?
Well, yeah, eventually.
I got hit in the head with one as a kid, to exactly nobody's surprise.
A small one or a big one?
I don't know, but I remember it very clearly. It bounced off my dad's truck. It hit my uncle in the face and broke his glasses, and then it whacked me in the head and then chased my cousin down the street for a bit.
That's awesome. Oh, I'm glad nobody actually got hurt other than the glasses. Was there a dent in the truck?
I mean, probably.
How fast did your cousin run?
I don't remember because I was really stunned after being hit in the head with a Roman candle. I think I was like 7.
This explains
Maybe
the needle
9,
in your
I don't know.
eye.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
All right, so S.H.I.E.L.D. is out in the open. Coulson has his badge back.
Yes.
But we don't see Jeffrey Mace,
Nah, he's busy.
Yeah.
I guess.
He's off doing director type things. # not my director.
So, Lauren, when Simmons was walking down talking with Fitz about the apartment, what did you think?
Squee. I was so happy. They finally get to like be happy together, and they're moving in and they're talking about breakfast nooks. And I saw somebody on Twitter mention like, can we just have a show where it's them doing domestic things and like making breakfast and doing home renovations and stuff? Because, their home renovations would be really interesting.
Oh, yeah. It's just, they're doing such a normal thing, like moving in together. Nobody's trying to kill them. They're not locked in some case underwater. They're just, a boyfriend and girlfriend getting an apartment together.
Yeah, it's cute. It's happy. And then, of course, it's Daisy. But I mean, she got them the apartment.
Yeah.
She totally did. Oh, the bet! Daisy's back, part of the team, episode 4. I win. I was closest. Because she's fully back next episode 5. So that's when I called it. Episode 5, she's back. So, yeah.
We'll see if she stays on the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably not. Coulson just slapped him up, and they all have mutual interest, but it doesn't mean they're going to stay together forever. Just like Jason didn't stay together with the Inhumans.
I mean, just as I said, he doesn't seem like such a bad guy when he's not with Hive. And then he turns to be a total D-bag.
Oh, I said Jason. It's James. And yes, he's
James,
total D-bag. Yeah.
Aussie dude. Fire dude.
Haley, what do you think about...
Which, I know this is skipping ahead, but I remember last season when he lit the chain on fire and everyone was like, OMG, Ghost Rider. And then he lit the chain and Robbie grabbed it and was like, huh. It was so cool, you guys.
I giggled when I watched that last night. I was like, oh, he's so keeping that.
I was squealing.
So, talking about that, I thought it was doing great, ladies, by the way. You guys did Ghost Rider 2007 the week that I was gone. And I ordered it on Amazon. It came in. I put it in the Xbox when I came home. I was watching it before I edited the podcast, and I got halfway through before I went, Spirit of Vengeance. Oh, Amazon sent Spirit of Vengeance instead of the regular one.
You lucky jerk.
So I still have not seen the 2007 Ghost Rider, but I did order it, and it is in this house. And if I could drink, I'd probably drink and watch it.
Yeah, but you got the shorter one where he's fire. So who's the lucky one?
Right. And we'll probably cover Spirit of Vengeance at some point, too, maybe after Luke Cage, if we get a second to ourselves. So May, she was killed by Dr. Batty.
She got better.
Yeah, but
I love how she and Phil are talking about making a club and having shirts. It's just like this episode is just like a shipper's paradise.
It is.
And by the way, so Simmons and Daisy, do you remember when it was Skimmons?
Yes.
Sky and Simmons? They were talking on Twitter about, well, now that it's Daisy, what do you call them?
Sazy?
That was one. I thought Quimmins, but that sounds dirty.
Disms.
I like it. It does sound dirty.
That's awesome. Yep. Shipping is great. Did anybody ship May and Ada yet?
Not that
now
I've seen, but now somebody has because you spoke it.
That's right. Well, I was thinking because she likes her.
They're two characters that exist. Somebody ships them together.
Yeah, they have shared a scene together. Undoubtedly, somebody ships them now.
And if you really want
characters don't even have to share a scene.
If you really want to know a lot more about shipping, go listen to, I forget what episode number it is, but In Defense Of has an entire episode on shipping. So you can go check that out. That is Kier Hansen and Alyssa, and they do that. And Lauren, the last episode that I listened to, you were on the In Defense Of episode as well.
Talking fanfic, I think.
Yeah. And that's part of what the shipping was. I mentioned
shipping on there too.
Yep, you did.
But it wasn't the focus of the episode.
Nope. So Simmons and Daisy are doing their buddy cop routine in this.
Yes.
And it actually worked, those two out on the streets. And Daisy, she got pwned by Simmons, especially when Simmons said, she owned.
She's got like this elaborate Ocean's 11 type plan to get into the building. And Simmons just like, yoink,
I'm the boss.
Just, hey, stick this in the thing to do the thing.
I'm the boss. Yeah, you are, Simmons. You really are. I love her.
I commented.
She owned this episode.
She did.
I can't remember if it was last episode or the week before, but or the last time I was on, but I commented on the fact that Simmons is at the point now where the director or the headmaster of the Science Academy was when the series started. She is at that point now, both with the ability to lead, the commanding presence, the conniving, planning sort of stuff. She is that individual now, and she has progressed very nicely. It's a wonder what 2 years on the run can do for you.
Yeah, she's not only got like the theoretical smarts, she's got kind of the street smarts to back it up too. And she is literally the boss.
We're in this together now.
I can't wait for her to be the director.
Yeah, that's right. We're in this together now, so suck it up.
And I loved, Daisy's like, okay, I'm going to pull a gun on you and make you do this. And then Simmons just kind of insists on tagging along. Like, well, no, you can't hold me hostage. I hold myself hostage. She's going to have to take
the lie detector test. So now she can honestly say, she held a gun on me. I had to do what she said.
Yeah. She totally took herself hostage.
I totally forgot about the rainbow of security.
Oh, and by the way, just scientist in me, skeptic in me speaking out here, lie detector tests are not a be-all, end-all thing. The science behind them is shaky. This is why, and a lot of times, they are not admissible in court. Read up on it, please. They're not a magic thing. I'm sure because it's Marvel, it's blah, 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 science, advanced, blah, blah, blah. But in reality, people, do your research.
Also,
And red.
law enforcement tends to use them to eliminate suspects since they can't use them in court anymore. And we know they've eliminated guilty suspects using them.
Mm-hmm.
Have either of you two ever happened to have taken a polygraph?
No.
I would highly recommend that you keep it that way for the rest of your life because they're no fun. Not at all.
I have heard. I've had some friends had to take them for security clearance stuff. So, yeah.
And there's different ones, too, that the government uses for, like, security clearances. There's, like, a counterintelligence one. There's a lifestyle one. There's what... They get progressively worse, so you just don't want to start going down that path. Trust me, you don't. All right, let's go back to Robbie Reyes, who I was shocked how well he meshed with the team and how he just went along with everything. Explain to me really how that happened with the character and where he was, and then all of a sudden he's willing to play ball?
Well, they have the same goal temporarily. Oh,
Also, they're holding his car hostage.
also they're holding his car hostage. How awesome was that car chase? Lola versus Lucy.
That was cool.
And they
Mac
literally
and-
go through that same like little like drainage
Canal.
ditch that's in like every car movie with a car chase in Southern California. Like you see it in Grease, you see it in I think one of the Fast and Furious movies, but the one I always think of is Grease.
Well, there's
In
several
the
of
core,
them.
they land a space shuttle in it.
Yeah. Oh my God, I forgot.
That's right, they do. I love that movie. There's several of them, I think. I can't remember how many, but I think there's 2 or 3 at least in there. So that's why you can... you see more and more of them. And I think there's one that goes through a warehouse district, and that's what they use for all the shoots because it's away from residential places. But that was cool. We find out that Lola still does not have her flight capability back. We find out that Mac is still not working on Lola. And we find out that a cloaked Quinjet can stop Lucy.
I'm sorry. I'm just thinking of that car chase again, and it's making me happy. I got his car now, right? That's how this works.
Yep.
Coulson ever the greaser. Racing for pink
Yeah,
slips.
Coulson's. I seriously, I can't. I've watched that scene like twice now. I love it. I just love it so much.
I did too. I backed it up. I was like, oh, this is so cool. Look at. I actually have a model of
Like
Lola on my desk too.
It's like every time I start, like, I know logically, I love Coulson. Coulson's a great character. And then every time, like, there's just something will happen on the show that'll remind me, like the whole, in my experience, gods usually turn out to be aliens or him racing Ghost Rider. Just these little moments that are like, oh yeah, this is why I love Coulson.
Coulson's great. He was great when he was talking with Ada, thinking that Ada was a fellow amputee until they figured out that Ada was actually a robot. But how cool is Ada going back to Battlestar Galactica? She's not got the red glowing back. She's got the green glowing back. That's awesome.
I mean, you've already done the one. You have to, you can't, got to differentiate somehow.
Also, looks kind of like kryptonite.
Oh, yeah. It does.
But not everybody figured out she's a robot. Just Simmons did. So Coulson still doesn't know.
Yeah, it's so far. I love Simmons like immediately because
Right.
she's a nerd. So as soon as she walks in, she's like, "Oh my God, she's beautiful! What an amazing robot!" And Fitz is panicking.
And she's like,
And-
wait, you didn't know, right?
And everyone else, because they don't know what to look for, they just kind of assume, yeah, oh, she's a person. Because you don't expect to just walk into a person robot.
Nope, not now. I mean, we haven't seen any model decoys yet in the Marvel Cinematic Universe that we know of, at least, or the Marvel TV universe. So,
Right, because I guess the Koenigs weren't life model decoys as much as we wanted them to be.
Yeah.
oh, they were real people.
They could be clones.
Hope they are. We need to see the Koenigs back, and I believe he was dealing with personal issues, so hopefully they'll be able to get it back. Yeah.
Yeah. He's been keeping busy. Patton Oswalt's been appearing in a bunch of other stuff recently. So, actually, if you want to cry, go back and watch his speech for the Emmys and his discussion on, I think it was Conan O'Brien, about that speech, about the loss of his wife. Yeah, I watched it and I cried for like half an hour.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Powerful stuff, guys. And also, Ada is powerful, and I want one. I think I need somebody to, help out around the podcast. I think it would be great. Somebody could do all the editing, and
I want a podcast editing robot. When they start making them, get me one.
It's on your Christmas list.
Okay.
Why does that? I heard somebody say sex Roomba the other day, and I can't remember why.
Okay.
Something they created a sex Roomba. Wow. I think it was from a Dollop podcast, but anyway.
So what's up with Lucy going to Joseph? Is she just trying to find the book, and has Joseph hidden the book? And what's up with Joseph? Is he in a coma? I didn't get all of that.
I don't know. I mean, presumably he knows where the book is. Presumably messing with that book is the reason that he's in a coma, or his soul is elsewhere, or whatever is going on. That whole scene with her sticking her ghost hands into his head was incredibly freaky.
It was, wow. That took me back to Tahiti a little bit. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This show has a history of doing those sorts of things.
Yeah. Oh, real quick, because I haven't mentioned this yet. Now that we have met Elias Morrow, I haven't listened to last week's episode yet, so I don't know if you talked about it. But do you know the comic history of Eli Morrow?
No, we didn't talk about it at all. Go ahead. Who is Eli?
Okay, now that we have mentioned him. Eli Morrow in the comic, so, different from this, was dead. He is still the uncle of Robbie Reyes, but he is the one who it's him and not the devil that is inhabiting Robbie.
Huh. Well, Coulson did go through the whole thing about, in his experience, it's aliens, it's not gods. Mm-hmm. And Mac went through the whole, and Mac historically in the show has been the religious one, right, Haley?
Yeah.
So he went through the whole, I believe in God, so there's the other guy too.
You got to believe in the other guy too.
Yeah.
Yep.
But at the same time, we've seen Elias on the show and we know he's alive, and we know that this is gearing up to prepare for Doctor Strange. Like, the Darkhold book has been connected with the Doctor Strange comics in the past.
Nice.
So is this still a supernatural thing?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. In the past,
I'm still kind of hoping for a Conan the Barbarian crossover. So, I mean, that'd be cool, right?
That would.
Like next half season, it's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. plus Conan.
Who would
and they're
play
all
Conan?
back in Hyboria.
Red Sonja.
Who would play Conan? Would it be Jason Momoa again?
Oh, why not? It'd be great.
Except for when they asked him, what Marvel character would you like to play?
That's right. With the whole Aquaman thing. Yeah. Okay. Dead subject. Forgot. SP is.
But I guess technically right now, Dark Horse owns the rights to Conan, so never mind.
I was a bit taken back. I was a bit disappointed in the episode because Nathan B. Nathanson wasn't in this episode. It seems like every other episode he's in, and he was not in this one. So I'm hoping to see him back next week.
Who?
Nathan B. Nathanson, the lab tech or whatever that Simmons bosses around all the time and says, says Nathan B. Nathanson, and she treats him like a child and stuff.
Okay. I don't know.
I'm still not sure that that's his name. I don't remember hearing that.
That is totally his name. First of all, she called him out again last week, if you don't remember it, but she called him that in the pilot or the premiere for the season as well. So it is Nathanson. It's Nathan B. Nathanson.
Nathan, son of Nathan.
Right. Do you ladies have anything else? Lauren, do you have anything else about the episode that we haven't covered yet?
Oh, geez.
I I think Aiden and May are going to be BFFs now.
Oh, that would be so cool. Robot best friend. I'm really looking forward to seeing the interaction between Coulson and Skye now. I loved the whole two fire guys in a fire
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
fireplace warehouse.
Fireworks. Yeah.
Yeah, a fireworks warehouse, fireplace warehouse. I mean, that's nothing's funny about that.
They do make fireplace warehouses as well, by the way. Growing
But
up.
it's not as funny as a fireworks warehouse because fireplaces don't tend to explode on contact.
No.
Daisy's looking really rough right now.
She really is.
She needs some time in S.H.I.E.L.D. to
just recoup.
She needs to start wearing her gauntlets again. God, that woman is shaking herself.
Yeah,
apart.
Daisy, just take care of yourself, Daisy.
And we didn't get Lola this week either. We need Lola back as
We
well.
totally got Lola.
No, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, not Lola, Yo-Yo.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't get Yo-Yo, which is sad, but we got Lola, so I mean,
Is that how it's got to be? We got to trade off one for the other in order to get
I
Yo-Yo?
don't want it to be that way.
I know.
I want everyone.
I want Yo-Yo in Lola. That would be cool. She would be cool in that car.
Would be road trip.
There you go.
Really fast road trip.
Between the two cars, Lucy and Lola. So the car is named Lucy, but yet the ghost is named Lucy as well.
I didn't hear him call the car Lucy.
Oh,
I saw somebody say Lucy on Twitter, so I assumed.
Okay.
I think that might be from the comics. I don't remember.
Did Ghost Rider ever have a car in the comics? I thought it was always a motorcycle.
Yeah, Lucy versus Lola. No. In Robbie Reyes' car is named Lucy.
Okay.
Okay.
So yes.
All right. Haley, do you have anything else? Any quotes or anything?
I do have quotes.
All right.
We're making a comeback.
S.H.I.E.L.D. Never went anywhere.
You were always a sucker for a breakfast nook.
How would
I
she
get his
know?
car now, right? Isn't that how this works?
How would Daisy know that Simmons was a sucker for a breakfast nook, by the way?
Hashtag Skimmins
There you go.
or Quimmins.
In my experience, gods usually turn out to be aliens. Whoever's running the terrible ideas division is crushing it. Well, most of me is Chinese.
Yes. Oh, that was slip up. And then Fitz immediately was, no, Canadian. So Canada, you are now China. China, you are now Canada. Thank you. Meet each other and have fun together.
I think China has a fairly significant Chinese population.
It
Or
does, actually.
Canada does.
Yeah.
Yeah, China does. China definitely does.
I would hope that there would be a lot of Chinese people living in China.
Oh, whoops.
Oh, can we take the hats off now?
Aw.
I wasn't taking mine off. It just fell because I bumped it. I can put it back on. Hold on.
Okay.
There we go. All right. Did two fire dudes just drop into a warehouse full of fireworks? You had to see that coming.
Still my favorite part.
We should start a club. Get some t-shirts made up.
Second favorite part.
Fitz, she's an android. That's it. That was the end of the episode.
Awesome episode. So out of the 4 so far this year, Lauren, what do you think? Top, bottom, middle of the road?
This one is definitely one of my top episodes for the year.
Haley, what do you think?
I don't have enough data yet to analyze.
I think the premiere was pretty good, so I don't think it outdid that, but it was close. So I think that's pretty cool. Of course, waiting for the mid-season finale. That is always going to be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So next week, we will be talking about the next episode, Lockup, and that will be cool. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, let's get on to some news. Kind of a light news week this week, but something amazing dropped today. Lauren, what happened?
We got the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 poster and trailer reveals, and they are awesome.
Lauren, do you need a hug?
Yes.
I said no.
I love it so much.
Little tiny Groot. Oh my
tiny Groot in a tiny jacket.
Because he's part of the team, so he's got to wear the uniform. Oh, it's great.
He's perched on top of Rocket's shoulder. Of course, Rocket had a gun.
Yeah, in the poster, he's like clinging to Star-Lord's boot.
I love that the trailer gave you absolutely nothing. Too.
But it doesn't need to, does it? It's just like, it's the same thing that we got with the first Guardians of the Galaxy trailer, which was just cool plus music.
When I had to
and this one, it's cool plus familiar faces plus music.
Mm-hmm. When I had to go take care of family stuff, this was one of the movies that I brought along with me because I thought I could just play it in the background. My dad had never seen it. He was we put it in right before we went to bed one night, and he stood up for 2 hours watching. He's like, "This is so cool. This is great." And I was like, "Oh, I'm glad that you had the opportunity to see it." He's like, "Yeah, I can't wait for the next one now. When is it coming out next year?" He's like, "Oh, I waited this long."
But that's sooner than it would have been if he had seen it when it come out.
Yeah, so my dad had fun with that as well as fireworks. So it was kind of a fun week for Dad. Moving on to the mutants, the Old Man Logan picture has some stories with it, right, Lauren?
Yep, IO9 has a picture, the first official one of Old Man Logan, and he's looking kind of rough. I mean, he looks kind of like, so it's Hugh Jackman looking kind of like Jean Valjean does in the beginning of Les Miserables, so like really scruffy and scarred up and sad. And he was revealed by the director on Twitter today. And the whole reason that he's all scarred up and stuff is that Wolverine's healing factor has degraded to the point where he can be seriously injured, leaving him, quote, in a constant state of chronic pain.
Sounds like me.
Join the club, buddy.
Yeah. Wow. Well, this will be the last movie for him, right?
Mm-hmm.
For Hugh Jackman, at least.
That's what he says. Yeah. Because he wants to eat a damn burger.
Don't blame him.
Right?
Don't blame him at all. But also, talking about the mutants, we have a new Legion trailer, right?
Yeah, they have... Fox FX has revealed that Legion is arriving on February 2017. Not an exact date, but, February of 2017. And they released a short trailer that I actually saw on TV the other day, and I was like, oh, hey. And it looks weird, and I dig it.
Cool. I haven't had a chance to look at it yet, but I will look at it as soon as we're done with the show. And there's some general Marvel news to cover as well. What do we got there?
Yeah, so first let's start with the serious one. So New York Comic Con was this past weekend. And writer Peter David, who he's written some of my favorite comics, made some really, really terrible remarks about the Roma people. Don't say gypsy, that's a slur. Don't. But somebody brought up Roma representation, and Peter David went into a rant saying just a lot of really offensive things. And a lot of the audience was just kind of stunned and was like, please stop. He later wrote a blog post in a bit more detail, and then finally offered an apology, saying that he thinks that in retrospect, he missaw a bunch of what happened, and it was probably something else at cause for what he saw, which was not, parents mutilating their own children, but probably, polio or some other illness. was indeed examples not of children crippled by parents, but children suffering from a genetic disorder. And a lot of Roma comic fans have been speaking out this past weekend because this is one of the things that's really indicative of the things that they're trying to fight for, which is representation and fair representation. You have a lot of Roma comic characters like Scarlet Witch, her brother Quicksilver, which was actually the characters that were brought up in the panel who Peter David has written before. And you have people who are relying, writers who are relying on these, this misinformation and tropes. And it's kind of skeevy. One of the things that I like in the current Scarlet Witch comic is that you have kind of an explanation or an exploration rather of a character's, trying to look into her past and her heritage and things like that. And it's just something to remember. It takes like no effort to not be a jerk. So just kind of try to remember that.
Yeah.
And on a lighter note, I saw this on Facebook today. We Love Fine, the t-shirt company and everything, is offering limited time comic cover t-shirts every Wednesday. Every Wednesday. And I kind of had to splurge for a couple today. Like there's some really good ones for this week. I had to get the Mockingbird number 8, Ask Me About My Feminist Agenda, and the Unbeatable Squirrel Girl number 13, where it's her throwing tippy toe.
I saw both of those. They were awesome.
Yeah, there's some really good ones, though. Like if there's a cover that you really like there's a Moon Knight one where it's, howling at the moon. There's a, the Sam Wilson Take Back the Shield. There's a really good Kingpin one. It looks like fantastic. The ones that are out on October 5th, I think they're all sold out. But yeah, time limit reached. But they all look so good.
This is combining my love of comics with my weakness for t-shirts.
I wish I'd known about this like a week ago because their Jessica Jones number 1 one is so good. And I don't have any Jessica Jones shirts because they don't exist now. But now they do, and I'm going to have to wait until next month.
I did enjoy the cover of Mockingbird. That was cool when I picked that up today. Yeah, I was like, oh, that's so cool. I can't wait to read it. I haven't read any of the comics from this week yet, but I'm looking forward to that. And catching up.
Yeah, so if you dig any of those covers and you dig having nerd shirts, keep an eye on this site and check it out.
Oh, they come in lots of colors too.
Right?
And as we lose Haley for the rest of the podcast, let's move on.
Bye, guys. It was nice being with you.
To some feedback. We had a ton of Twitter feedback in the live tweets. Unfortunately, we're not going to go over all of it, but thank you very much to everybody that communicated back and forth with Lauren on the Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. Twitter account at Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. during the live tweet during the episode. East Coast airing. Unfortunately, West Coasters, we don't have anybody live tweeting on the West Coast because Haley refuses to do so, and she is now enthralled in T-shirts, so we expect her to be wrapped in T-shirts for the rest of the year. But getting on to the feedback that we have received, Christy at Donna Girl, definitely a prolific tweeter towards us. Thank you very much, Christy. She said, Science Bros shout out in at Avengers Academy at Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. Love Hulk's Halloween costume. Mad scientist because he is mad and a scientist. And if you haven't been paying attention to what's going on in Civil War II, you probably should, because Hulk is a main event on what's going on with that. But this was great, especially with his boxing. What's the guy's name? It's not Larry King. It's the boxing promoter. Oh, it's King something.
Of course you say it. Now I blank out, but I can picture him.
He's the big boxer.
Hair.
Yeah, that's the hair right there. It's definitely from.
Yeah. Don King.
Don King. There you go. Thank you.
But Avengers Academy is such a fun game. I love their Halloween event right now. You can have Falcon dressed in a penguin costume because, a bird, and just kind of sliding around everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Black Widow's costume is a shirt that says, "This is my Halloween costume."
So my younger daughter...
Black Widow. Did I say Black Widow?
I don't remember.
I don't know. But anyway, that's her costume. It's fun.
My younger daughter is going to be Curious George, and my older daughter is going to be Harley Quinn.
Nice.
That included. So I better watch out. At Adana Girl also retweeted us. She tweeted to us a retweet from Callison Pope, and at little_Henstridge told at I am Brett Dalton the most romantic thing at Dallas Comic Con. Quote, "I would love for you to come back as a robot," unquote.
Aww.
Which kind of fit with this week's episode as well with Ada.
And if he
Seriously.
came back as a robot, he wouldn't have the scruff of malicious intent.
Yeah. I mean, can life model decoys grow scruff?
I don't know.
I mean, are
think
they that
so.
lifelike?
I mean, what? How do you go about making a robot grow hair?
Well,
Like,
Data
is there a
was
spool of hair
Well,
somewhere in them and it pushes out at regular intervals?
like Play-Doh.
So, fun fact, they tried for a while replacing, I forget, I think it was they tried for a while replacing some type of epithelial skin. I want to say it was in the mouth or on the genitals or something like that with like arm skin, from the inside of your arm. Unfortunately, it grows hair. So then all of a sudden, you had people being like, there's hair where it shouldn't be. That does not belong there. And it was such an uncomfortable reaction that they had to start using epithelial cells from either the throat or the genitals, whichever one it was, swapped. I want to say, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, if it was just them using artificial skin, something like that, take a patch of skin from somebody and just grow it, then yeah, it totally could grow hair.
Data in Star Trek could grow hair.
Did Data ever have a beard?
Did he
I've only
grow
watched
hair
up to,
or
like,
did he
season
have
4.
hair? Because I
I know
don't think
he
his
had
hair got
hair.
longer. I don't think his hair got longer, though. I think it was just that's his hair that he has.
I thought it was just Star Trek magic that they constantly kept their hair a certain length. I don't know.
But then how do you explain Riker's beard?
Because he stopped using the beard suppressant. See, in the Star Trek universe, you got to read the books. In the Star Trek universe, they actually have this cream.
I have only read one Star Trek book, and it is the only one I ever need to read, and it's the one where it crosses over with X-Men.
I see. So, yeah, they have this cream. It's called
It's a bad book.
beard suppressant. All right. They have this thing called beard suppressant, and you put it on, and you don't have to shave. So you ladies could use it for your legs, too.
Oh, that would be useful.
See? That's what I'm saying.
I shaved off a chunk of my knee the other day.
Ouch.
Ow. See when
Yeah.
that happens.
That gets bloody. I know that because I have 3 women
Also,
in my house.
that little bone on your ankle.
Right?
Oh,
it's
the worst.
the worst.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally don't know any of that. Okay. So we're going to move.
Starpie relates. He's lying.
Totally shave. I run, I bike, I shave my legs. Okay. At Adana Girl also tweeted us, and she said, "Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years." Yes. And woo,
I laughed when I saw that.
surprise, at Adana Girl also tweeted us, and she said, "Always bring a cloaked plane to a car race."
Gotta have a secret weapon.
That's right. And Mr. Paracletes tweeted us, and he said, "I wonder if the 2 movies will mean one fight in space and the other on Earth to keep from crowding." What he's talking about is a comicbooknews.com story that Kevin Feige was saying everybody is going to be there for Avengers Infinity War. So that was Mr. Paracletes' attempt at divvying up who's going to be where. And he wanted to credit at
It's a good solution.
Right. And he wanted to credit at Little Too Clinical for finding the story. And that will be in the show notes, by the way, that comicbooknews.com story. And finally, Lauren, from the live tweet, your favorite tweet. Go ahead.
Oh, let me pull it up real quick.
At Mr. Pericletes.
Let's see. It was from at Mr. Pericletes. And, it was to Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. and at Andy Migna. Please disperse. And it was the gif from Naked Gun of all the fireworks going off. And it was wonderful.
It was great. So thank you very much, everybody who tweeted us. I know Michelle Ely tweeted us, and a bunch of other people did too. Andy Migna also tweeted us. Thank you, everybody who tweets back and forth with the account. I know you make Lauren's day when you do that, and Haley and I get to watch along as it happens. All right, ladies, let's walk this one out. You can find our live streams every week on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Eastern, www.geeks.live. Now, you don't have to type that whole thing in. You can just type geeks.live in, but because live is still so new, people don't know it's an internet extension. So I say that way. But just go to geeks.live. You'll be great. We have a website, legendsofshield.com, that will take you to all of our content on the GonnaGeek.com website. Haley, what's our voicemail line?
844 the bus one, 844-843-2871.
Lauren, do we happen to have a Facebook account?
We do. In fact, it is at Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. Podcast.
And we definitely have a Twitter account because Lauren uses that all the time. That's at Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. And Lauren, we do also have a Tumblr account too, right?
Yes, we do. legendsofshield.tumblr.com.
And Haley, if somebody is looking for our videos, where would they go?
Well, you would want to go to youtube.com/GonnaGeek. All the network video podcasts are there.
So there you go, GonnaGeek.com, where you can find all of the great geeky stuff. And thank you, GonnaGeek.com, for allowing us to participate in your wonderful podcast network. The next show on Geeks.live will be tomorrow night. That's Thursday night, as the Starling Tribune will discuss tonight's episode of Arrow, which I have not seen yet because I was busy getting ready for this podcast. I just want to thank you. You're watching this, you're listening to this podcast, you've downloaded it. Thank you very much for allowing us to be part of your lives. And please, hook us up. Let us know how you like the podcast. Let us know how you found it. Just talk back with us, and we'd love to have a conversation.
Thank you to everybody who tweets at us, whether it's during the live tweet or tweets us news during the week or tweets us stuff that you think we might like. We really, really appreciate it, and we love hearing from you.
And thank you to everybody that sends us feedback of any kind. Don't forget, when you're putting together your feedback ideas, we've got a contest going on right now. Let us know what Spider-Man's Homecoming theme would be, and you have until November 2nd.
That's right, because we have another giveaway to start that very day. So we'll give something away, and we'll start one that very same day.
Let us know by November 2nd what you think that Homecoming theme should be. Hit us up on Twitter, Facebook, email, voicemail, carrier pigeon, smoke signals, skywriting.
Anything
whatever.
That works.
Let us know.
Yep, definitely do. All right, ladies, that was a great show.
If you can find our addresses, you can mail us a letter.
Don't do that. And ladies, I think that was a great show. Didn't you think so?
Felt like it.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to next week. Until next time, I'm Director, Stargate Pioneer.
Liar. I'm Agent Haley.
I'm Agent Lauren.
Bye. See you guys next week. Bye.
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 Thank you for listening. If you want to leave us feedback, go to gonnageek.com and you will find all our contact information and other shows. You can also visit legendsofshield.com, where you'll find our complete archive of podcasts. The music heard on this podcast is by Kevin MacLeod, found at incompetech.com, and also artists on pond5.com and audiojungle.net. The opinions heard on this podcast are those of the individual hosts and do not represent Stargate Pioneer Productions, Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D., or Gonna Geek. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is the property of the Disney Corporation, Marvel Studios, and ABC. No infringement is intended. Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. is copyright 2016.